In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can gain muscle without any weights, without any equipment. This is my experience, how I was able to do it, the exact philosophy, the exact methodology that I've been able to get incredible results for myself and incredible results for all kinds of people, no matter what their fitness goals are. Now, before we jump into this, I just want to let you know that I have a fair number of spots available for my coaching program for the months of January through March. I know everybody shouts out their coaching programs in their videos, so bear with me. But the new year is the perfect time to invest in yourself as far as your physical goals, your mental health goals, your spiritual growth goals. My program is 100% personalized. I don't have any kinds of cookie cutter programs that are one size fits all. It's all 100% personalized to you. We take your goals, your biggest challenges, and then together, one-on-one, we come up with a bridge to bridge that gap. So if you know that you're ready for this personal transformation, click the link below this video. You can learn a little bit more about what my coaching process would look like for you. And if you decide this is something you're ready for, you can sign up for a free call with me and we will talk about what it's going to take for you to reach the transformation that you are itching for right now. So let's jump into it. First things first, if you are here just looking for a shortcut, if you're just looking for the boxes to check in order to reach the transformation that you're looking for right now, I'm gonna promise you some goodies at the end. I'm gonna give you an exact blueprint of what kinds of workouts you need to use, what kinds of diet processes you need to follow, and I'll give you that exact strategy to a T, exactly what to do on what days, how long to do it, all of that good stuff. But I wanna dissuade you from trying to jump through this video trying to find that stuff. The bottom line is that the people that just try to search for the how without really first understanding the philosophy behind the why. In my opinion, this kind of jump to the good stuff mindset is why most people fail. Most of what I'm going to explain to you in this video is that you can really use any process to get to the goals that you want to reach. The problem is typically a lack of clarity and a lack of confidence. If you don't have a solid strategy of what you need to do in order to reach the goals that you have for yourself, you're probably not going to take any action. And you might be thinking, okay, well then why are you dissuading me from actually just going and looking at that strategy exactly? Well, because infinite strategies like this exist. You have access to the internet right now, which is an infinite abundance of every strategy you could ever want for any goal you could ever want to achieve. And you had that before you clicked on this video. So what's missing? Well, it's a deep understanding. It's a deep capacity to connect where you are right now with where you want to go. See that strategy, right? The actual A to Z plan as the missing piece between you and where you want to go, who you want to become really. What I'm going to explain to you in this video is how to actually resonate, how to really trust the strategy that you're using, such you can continue to show up and keep taking action on that plan. So let's jump in. This is going to be the first concept, right? Consistency. I know that this is a super cheesy concept. Everybody's talking about consistency, discipline. Motivation is too fickle, so you need to make sure that you're cultivating discipline. I know that this is kind of an overblown topic concept right now. But that being said, here's why I think that this is the most important concept to start with and the most important thing to really start to resonate with and understand deeply for yourself, really on a spiritual level. Especially when you are first starting out with equipment-free workouts. You have to really want to succeed with this method, right? You have to really want it. I talk a lot about how working out without any equipment is a power move, and it is a power move, but it's a power move because it's hard. See, when you're working out in the gym, you have the opportunity to leverage a lot of high dopamine reward chemical loops. People like Dr. Andrew Huberman, people like Dr. Ben Harvey, they talk about how working out in the gym is often something that is giving you an excess of dopamine. And this could actually be a bad thing in certain ways. Think about this. If you're going to the gym and you are taking pre-workout before you go to the gym, and then you're getting to the gym and you're listening to music, and then you're proceeding to do high intensity exercise. These are already 3 high dopamine feedback elements, right? Not to mention the gym is a loud environment. It's an environment where the entire thing is set up to get you into that zone of ready to work out. In my opinion, it might actually be easier to go from total sedentary lifestyle to trying to get into working out, starting with a zero equipment experience. Because if you're coming from a place where you've been working out in a gym and now you're trying to work out outside of a gym, you're taking away a lot of these probably unconscious dopamine feedback systems that you've been leveraging. And like I said, unconscious, whether you've realized it or not, and especially if you haven't realized it, it's going to be probably pretty challenging for you. So if you're coming from a place where you have minimal consistency overall, you're probably going to be better off. So congratulations. In my opinion, you are one of the lucky ones. So that's why I say really the first step is to really want it. You have to make sure that this is something that you truly are invested in, right? You really want these results because you're going to find that you are fighting a lot of uphill battles to make sure that you reach that place of being consistent, because consistency really is the most important factor that's going to ultimately decide whether you reach your goals or not. So let's go a little bit deeper into that concept of consistency. What does that mean and what does that look like? Whatever workout structure you use, right? Whatever rep scheme you use, whatever set scheme you use, whether you focus on circuits, high intensity interval training, what exercises you use, what time of day you work out, even how long you work out during each session. None of it matters nearly as much as how often each week, each month you show up to do the workouts. One of my more controversial opinions is that you can really reach any fitness goal doing almost any process. I think this concept is a really good example of how to explain that. Say, for example, you have Arnold Schwarzenegger's perfectly dialed in bodybuilding program, but you're only doing that program 1 to 2 times a week versus somebody else that has the exact same fitness goals as you, right? Gaining muscle, maybe losing a little bit of fat, increasing stamina overall. But this person is only doing a mixture of 5 to 10 yoga moves, right? They're doing like down dog, up dog. Maybe they're trying crow pose for a couple minutes and then running through warrior 1 through 3 like 6, 7 times. Overall, this whole process only takes them about 25 minutes, but they're doing it every single day. They're doing it every day and they do it all year round. Well, 1 year from now, probably even just 3 months from now, the person that is doing the couple yoga moves, but they're doing them every single day, is going to have significantly better results than the person that is doing the perfectly dialed in Arnold Schwarzenegger plan, but they're only following that plan 1 to 2 times per week. Again, in my opinion, it doesn't matter nearly as much what you choose, but how often you do the thing that you do choose. Things like perfectly dialed in workouts and perfectly dialed in workout strategy, as well as adequate rest, proper nutrition. These are all things that you will learn about with time, right? You have to look at this like a skill that you're building, and you have to expect really that you're gonna go through the stages of being a beginner, then reaching an intermediate level, then ultimately becoming an advanced practitioner. But if your experience right now is one that's about 20% taking action, 80% learning, you're going to find yourself stuck in the ultimate trap. The infinite abundance, the infinite access of information that we have at our fingertips often makes it really difficult to start. There's always going to seem like a more effective route. I mean, all of this research that you're doing, you're probably finding all different kinds of schools, all different kinds of disciplines of exercise. Nutrition is a whole other beast. I mean, body hacking, I think, is like one of the worst things ever to happen, especially to beginners in fitness, because it generates this problem that we're talking about, right? It generates this issue of oh, okay, you know, I'm starting with one discipline, maybe it's a really classic bodybuilding, but then I'm seeing the advancements that people are making in CrossFit. I'm seeing the kinds of gains that people are making following really dialed in powerlifting plans. And so rather than just going to the gym and following the kind of classic plan that you have right now, you're instead doing all of this research, right? But you don't have a foundation of results that really make any sense to be pursuing something more advanced than just the absolute basics. If I were to break this down into a 1-sentence philosophy of what I think it really takes to succeed, really to get 95% of the results that you're going to garner in total, it would be forget everything other than working out 3 to 7 times per week. Just focus on working out 3 to 7 times per week. If you can do this, 1 year from now, you will have the body of your dreams. 5 years from now, you will become an elite level athlete, assuming that you just follow this information. 5 years from now, you will be in the top 1% of anybody that has ever tried to transform their physical body. On top of that, you will have a deep knowledge of many things under the umbrella of nutrition, adequate rest, effective mental health, highly dialed in performance-focused workout programs. And you will know all of this because you have practiced, because you focused on practicing. That focus on practicing has opened your awareness to more information that is applicable for you right now. And because practice has been the foundation of your approach, your application of the new information that you've been learning is dialed in. It's intentional, right? You know exactly how to use it. Just remember that in any area of life, paralysis by analysis is probably going to be the biggest hurdle, especially in 2023. If you remember watching The Matrix and there's the scene where Morpheus is trying to get Neo not to pay attention to the woman in the red dress. Next thing you know, she causes him to lose focus, and then he turns around and it turns out to be Agent Smith, and he's pointing a gun at Neo's head. And this is something to keep in mind, right? As time goes on, as you get more advanced, as you start to reach these higher levels of being able to apply more advanced information, the woman in the red dress is going to get sexier and sexier. And so right now, especially as a beginner, if you can train yourself just to focus on the plan that you have, follow it for a prolonged period of time, make a dedication that any program that you choose to follow for at least 2 to 3 months, right? Actually get your body acclimated to doing those exercises. Actually get your schedule and your mindset to the place where you understand that long-term investment in any kind of process that you're going to follow is what's required to get the result. It doesn't matter if you find something on the internet that's actually metrically better than what you have originally started with. If you're just gonna follow the approach that most self-improvement focused people do, which is just trying something out for a couple days, moving on to something else, having these long periods of emotional lulls where you feel like, oh, I'm not getting any results, until finally you feel so fed up with yourself that you go out and find another thing, and then just kind of following this roller coaster cycle over and over and over again. This is the biggest hurdle, right? This is the number one thing that holds people back from reaching their goals. So rather than me just ranting at you, let me give you some examples of how you can come up with really effective fitness strategies without knowing anything, without having access to any, really advanced resources. It's all available for you right now, but just choose to dedicate yourself. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this really quick. First things first, we are kind of sticking to the philosophy of how to make this stuff happen for you so that you basically have the world as your oyster. As soon as you get access to information, no matter how small that tidbit of information is, you can turn it into a massively effective fitness strategy for you, assuming that you apply it. But I do want to let you know that there's a link in the description that you can click to get a completely free 90-day fitness transformation program. It shows you exactly what the workouts are, where to put them in your calendar to make sure that you actually do them. And then as time goes on, I send you new workouts to incorporate. I send you diet tips, meal plans, pretty much anything that you need on the resource side of how to actually reach your goals. Whether you want to lose fat, gain muscle, doesn't matter. Assuming you follow the plans, it's going to work for you. So if that's interesting at all, you can click the link below this video. It's a 90-day transformation program, again, totally free. But I do want to make sure that you understand the philosophy of how to put these together for yourself, no matter what your access to resources is. And so let's talk about that right now. The first exercise that I want you to do is to go on social media, whatever your main social media platform of interest is, and find a fitfluencer that you admire, right? Go to their page, scroll through some of their stuff, and see if you can find some videos of them just working out. A lot of the time these days, people are already providing the structures of their workouts, right? They're giving you the breakdowns of sets, reps. They're talking about where to do the drop sets, where to do the super sets. And again, you'll learn about what all this stuff is as time goes on. Say, for example, you find one of your favorite fitfluencers videos and they're doing, let's say squats, lunges, push-ups, glute bridges, and handstand push-ups. Even if they don't give you any other information than this, there are some basic fundamentals that if you understand what to do during workouts, you can apply these things just the way that they are. You don't need to understand any other information. And in fact, it might just be overcomplicating things. Just having these videos of them working out, this is the most important stuff, right? It gives you an insight into what they're doing. And then you can focus on watching that video, learning about the technique in order to do things correctly. Even with just a few examples of the exercises they're doing, you can make up a structured workout that will work for you and will really get you some incredible results, assuming that you follow it. So again, right, we said that they were doing squats, lunges, push-ups, like handstand push-ups. Let's just stick with that. You always want to start with a basic warm-up and a stretch. Warming up is whatever it takes to get your body energized and limber. So most of the time it's things like jogging, jumping jacks, like jump rope. Pick anything that you want. You just want to do it for 3 to 5 minutes at a comfortable pace. Again, if you don't have space to jog, if you don't have space to jump, you can walk fast and really, emphasize your arm movements. You can dance. You can just practice getting into the push-up position and jumping back up and then going back down into the push-up position. It doesn't matter. Anything that is going to warm up your body and get you prepared for more vigorous exercise. The next thing you want to do is a 3 to 5 minute stretch. Now, again, with everything I've been talking about, I'm really trying to get you guys to understand that using your intuition is going to be the most effective tool that you have in becoming somebody that has a really high level of athleticism, a really high level of physical awareness. The physical transformations, becoming shredded, becoming way more muscular, these are all things that are more symptoms of becoming somebody that understands understands how their body moves, understands how putting force through your body in the form of, heavy weightlifting, high intensity calisthenics exercises, a strong relationship with your body, how things affect your body, right? The capabilities that your body has. These are the main benefits of working out, eating right, making sure that you're focusing on proper rest. The actual physical transformation that you're gonna get, right? How your body physically changes. This is more like the symptom, if that makes sense. When it comes to stretching and warming up, again, you'll learn all kinds of different ways to do this stuff. You'll learn all kinds of different stretches, but off the top of your head right now, even if you are a total beginner, effective warm-ups. Like there are things in your mind that well, maybe just jogging, right? Maybe just doing some high knees or trying to do some jumping jacks. Perfect. It doesn't have to be any more than that. That's plenty. Same thing with stretching, right? Off the top of your head, you already know, between 5 and 10 stretches. Just do those. Just try to do your best at them. Try to challenge yourself a little bit as you move into them. Maybe while you're stretching, watch videos of people doing those same stretches and see if they're doing anything different than you. I'll make more videos about this in the future, but building the skill of leveraging your intuition and really allowing your intuition to take you through sets of actions. This is the best way to learn because you're actually going out, you're actually getting real evidence for yourself of what works for you or what doesn't work for you. And then you can reflect on that, then you can optimize that action, and then you can take action again. But for now, just keep things simple. You wanna start with a warm up, then move on to a stretch, and then you can actually jump into the substance of the workout. Now what I want you to do is take a completely random set and rep scheme and then apply it to these couple exercises that you've put together. It doesn't matter what you choose, right? If you do a circuit, it's gonna be a certain number of sets, but you just do one exercise after the other, just one set, and then you rest at the end of doing all of it. And then you do the whole thing over again. So say for example, you pick 3 sets of 15 reps for each exercise. You're gonna do push-ups for 15 reps, then you're immediately gonna do squats for 15 reps, then you're immediately gonna do handstand push-ups for 15 reps, then immediately you're gonna do lunges for 15 reps. Now you're gonna do it all over again, and you're gonna do that 3 times. That's a circuit. The conventional method is to do just one exercise after the other. Do all 3 sets, one set, then rest, another set, then rest, another set, then rest, and then move on to the next exercise. That's a traditional set rep scheme. The circuit set rep scheme is something that might just keep things more engaging, but it's just another process to follow. One is not better than the other. They're just different methods to kind of keep things interesting. When you're wrapping up your workout, you want to finish off with a cool down. A cool down can be the same kind of thing as a warm up. It's just any kind of movement to keep your body warm, kind of move the lactic acids through your muscles, and then finish off with a stretch. Stretching and cooling down at the end of a workout is one of the most foolproof ways to make sure that you are not dealing with as much soreness as you would if you just finished the last exercise and then moved on to the other activities of your day. You might experience a little bit more soreness doing things that way. But with all of this, I just want you to understand that you can literally choose anything, but assuming that you are intentional and in that moment you say, okay, this is exactly what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna follow this through until I am finished, until I get the information, right? The feedback that I really want for myself. With everything that you're doing, you want to be as deliberate as possible. You want to know exactly what you're going to be doing before you do it. And then when you do it, you want to make sure that you're focused on doing the movements correctly and putting as much power through each movement as possible. This is sort of the last philosophical point that I'm going to leave you with in this video. If you want to get the most out of your workouts, make sure that you are bringing your A game every time. Ask any high-level bodybuilder and they will always tell you when people are not reaching their goals, there's 2 things that they're missing. Number 1, they're probably not eating enough. And number 2, they're probably not pushing themselves hard enough during their workouts. Give it your all and make sure that you are putting your attention on healthy exercise form. As a new lifelong athlete, right, your best interest is in keeping yourself healthy and really making sure that you understand what it's going to take to get that sense of freedom of movement. I don't want you to worry about being perfect, but if you're gonna worry about anything, it's gotta be not being an egoic balloon head, okay? If you fuck up your body, if you injure yourself, that's gonna be the number 1 way to guarantee that you are not gonna reach any kind of physical transformation. This is coming from somebody that bulged a disc in their back in 2018 doing an ego lift, and I was out of the gym for months. I couldn't work out at all for months, and I couldn't use free weights for almost a year. It was awful, okay? I promise you, this is the main thing that you want to skip, and you skip this by just focusing on doing the exercises correctly and focusing on being consistent above everything else. I do want you to challenge yourself, but I want you to challenge yourself safely. So that is the nutshell, my friends. Just focus on training. Check off the boxes that you need to check off in order to make that seamless for you, in order to make that seamless in your schedule and in your capacity to motivate yourself. But overall, this is a set of skills, right? You're gonna go through the process of starting out as a beginner and then becoming intermediate and then ultimately becoming an advanced level practitioner. But you go through those iterations by training, and you gotta start by training. So in summary, I'm just gonna reference my notes here. Your strategy at first does not matter even 1% as much as actually just showing up and doing it. Even if you just do push-ups and squats for 20 minutes a day for 1 year, you'll get 10x the progress of a person who's followed an Olympic level athlete's coaching program, but they only did that program 2 to 3 times a month. Number 2, whatever you do, be deliberate and stick to it. Try to do everything, each rep, each set, with maximum effort and maximum attention to technique. You'll learn more as time goes on, so don't expect to be perfect. At first, just do your best. Now, what's gonna follow this is 2 more videos, right? One about the details of nutrition and exactly what you need to be eating and exactly how to eat. Then the next video is going to be a couple examples of exact step-by-step strategies that I've used during the periods of my life where I did not have any access to equipment. But I was still in incredible shape, I still had an incredible physique, and you can too, and I'm gonna show you exactly what that would look like for you. So hit that subscribe button, hit that little notification bell so you can get those videos for yourself. And of course, if you don't wanna wait, there is a link below this video that you can click to get a perfectly dialed in strategy that will get emailed right to you, all conveniently for the low price of $0.00. You're welcome. So in the spirit of giving, hit that like button, share this with a friend, drop a comment if this was helpful, and of course, if you wanna see anything in specific. My goal on this channel is to give you the most straightforward access to transformational information that will revolutionize your life in mind, body, and spirit. And let me know what kinds of information is going to be most helpful for you right now in reaching that next level in your life. So without further ado, my friends, much love, peace, namaste, and I will talk to you later. Psh.